following is a special presentation of the World Baseball Classic. The dreaded win or you're out reality hangs in the air tonight over Miami. A loss tonight could end Italy and Puerto Rico's hopes of getting to San Francisco and playing for the 2013 World Baseball Classic hardware. Marco Metazzari's team Italy got off to a big start against the Dominicans yesterday thanks to a blast from their slugger, Chris Calabello. Mike Piazza's hitters, though, put up a 4 spot in the first, and then they were shut down after that. A win, it was just out of their reach. Now Team Italy's surprising fun-filled ride could be over. Puerto Rico's manager Edwin Rodriguez has stressed playing one day, one game at a time. That philosophy has worked to this point, but a great performance by U.S. starter Gio Gonzalez and the new Captain America David Wright were too much to overcome. Team Puerto Rico's veteran leaders have all been here before with their backs against the wall. Tonight they've got to hit. It's put up or be done next. Baseball fans around the world and all the ships at sea, we welcome you to Miami, where Italy is getting set to take on Puerto Rico. This is an elimination game in the World Baseball Classic. So tonight, one of these teams will end their run. The other gets to move on. Marlins Park is the site here in Pool 2. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne along with Rick Sutcliffe, and we welcome you. For Puerto Rico, it has been a disappointing classic. They come in hitting .234. They've been outscored 14-12. Where are the bats?
Well, if they're going to turn it around, it's going to start right at the top of their order with leadoff hitter Angel Pagan. A lot like what he did for the San Francisco Giants is what they need now. He has an amazing ability to put himself in the scoring position. Last year with 38 doubles, 15 triples, and 29 stolen bases for San Francisco. That is exactly what Puerto Rico needs if they expect to get to San Francisco as a team.
Well, Pagan has done everything you can expect from your leadoff batter and your star. Take a look at the numbers he has put up. 400 average. You see 2012 with the Giants, the big 15 triples that led the National League, and of course a World Series winner for Pagan. Now on the other side, the team from Italy was not supposed to be here. They have gotten it done with some pretty good bats, especially in the middle of the order.
Yeah, the biggest bat has been Chris Calabello. And I tell you what, I love saying that name. It's a big league name. And I really think with the way he played last year and what he's done here, he is going to finally get some big league service. Team Italy was not supposed to be here. The #1 reason that they are is Calabello. In their 4 ball games, he has not only hit 2 home runs, but he has provided 7 RBIs. Gary, as we both know from being down there on the field, neither one of these teams wanted to be here, but they are, and only one is going to stick around Friday.
He's continued what he's been doing. You see in round 1, he had the .455 average yesterday, the 1 for 3, a 3-run homer. Member of the Minnesota Twins organization. Can he do it again? And of course, starting pitching is really going to matter here in this elimination game. Starters need to go deep. Alessandro Maestri will be on the mound for Italy, and Giancarlo Alvarado will make the start for Puerto Rico, his second start of this classic. A gorgeous early summer evening here in Miami for this elimination game. What a gorgeous sunset. You get to see a lot of that looking out through the outfield openings. You can see downtown Miami, and it is a gorgeous evening. Puerto Rico is going to be the home team tonight, so let's take a look at the visiting team from Italy's starting lineup in this ball game. Puerto, Denofia, Rizzo, Liddy. There's the big man, Calabello, in the middle of that lineup. Costanzo, Iriichi, Beretta, and Granado. They need to produce in the middle.
Well, the big thing about that lineup, Gary, they're just not going to get a whole lot from the bottom part of it. The big names that we know from big league service time is at the top if they're going to continue in this tournament.
Games Italy does not score in the first inning. Puerto Rico up. Pagan, Falou, Beltran, Molina, Aviles, Rios, Rivera, Gonzalez, and Rosario.
Take a look at the numbers there. for Angel Pagan. The big change from last night is that Alec Rios has been dropped from the 4th spot to the 6th spot. He continues to struggle in his World Baseball Classic experiences.
Pagan does not, as he stands in. Maestri on the mound, and the pitch to him will be taken for a strike. On his nation game, no score. Headers played in this World Baseball Classic, single games now, and tomorrow we'll be back here in Miami for the plate umpire. Mark Wagner working in this game and working with him on the crew. Paul Hyam, who was at first base. Marvin Hudson, who had the plate ball game yesterday, at second. Edgar Stavicion at third base.
I tell you what, Gary, Marvin Hudson's a dream come true for a starting pitcher. That's a nice strike zone to work with.
In Miami, here at Marlins Park, opened in 2012. It's the newest, 37,442. First LEED Gold certified, environmentally active in construction of this ballpark, and the retractable roof, of course. It's open. And a lot of retro. Ends the inning. This is an elimination game. It remains about pitching and D. Talk about protecting yourself from the sun's rays. Look at that.
That doesn't look comfortable, does it?
No, it doesn't. See, if you were driving and a police officer stopped you, would you want to be wearing that hat?
There's got to be some things stored in there. There's got to be like a suitcase or something.
Travel light. No score in our ball game, and a good one. And the pitchers continue to dominate here. We go to the top half of the 5th inning.
You know what I do think of looking at that hat, Gary, and this is on the serious side. Major League Baseball and a lot of the trainers came to me in spring training wanting to know if, as a pitcher, you would consider wearing a protective helmet. You know, we think about Brandon McCarthy and some of the pitchers the last few years that have gotten hurt because of line drives up the middle. That's an area that baseball is aggressively looking at, and I think there's going to be a change in it.
You would think with all the new technology and the new materials that like you could put together a hat that would not be very hard,
right,
but would give you great protection.
Look at what they've done. I mean, the third base coach, first base coach are closer than the infielders. They're not protected with the glove, and of course, because of a tragedy that happened at the minor league level, they've got helmet. The pitcher's even closer than that.
Ball boys and girls have to wear helmets. So did the other guy. Puerto on a swing and a miss. It's amazing how these pitchers are dominating here in this game. Puerto has struck out twice.
There's some frustrated offensive players right now that are trying to swing their way out of it, and that's not always the answer.
And the pressure builds up here, obviously, as we move along in a ball game that is an elimination game. Start to get a little tighter about trying to get a run in, trying to get on base and make it happen. Here is Anthony Granado. Granado grounded out his first time up. He is 5 for 12. Italia came in hitting .296 as a team. They have won their 2 ball games on offense. They're pitching a .503 ERA in the Classic. The 0-1 delivery, and that's good. So Granado is on with a 1-out single here in the 5th inning.
Boy, what a series he has had. I mean, that last play that he made defensively, it doesn't come any tougher as far as the situation is concerned for a shortstop. A man on third, you've got 2 outs, actually second and third. If you throw the ball away, 2 runs would have scored there. This game could have very easily been over with. Now what does he do? He comes up with another base hit. Now 6 for 13 in this World Baseball Classic.
And finally their bottom third able to get on here as the 7, 8, 9 hitters in this lineup for Italia in the first 2 games here have had only 1 hit now, 1 for 16. And he's got it. Granado.
Tell you what, he might be like Colabello. He finds himself getting an opportunity to play at the big league level. Puerto already, you know, gave him his blessing, saying he's outstanding defensively.
Nick Puerto draws in Gonzalez at third base.
Let's go back to that play that ended the bottom of the 4th inning. All kinds of pressure
on the shortstop. You've got to charge it. He had to get it before it got to the dirt. You got to come up throwing. Rios, as we know, with above average speed, and he did everything perfectly to end that threat.
And more runners left on base. 3 have been left on by Puerto Rico, all of them in scoring position. 4 have been left on by Italy, 3 of those in scoring position.
Gary, we've been watching this for a long time. Managers that want to put the game in motion are scared to death because of Yadier Molina.
Well, with that great arm, you really have to be careful, and you have to be careful about the play coming behind you. The throw down to first base in this case, because he'll do that just the way he'll throw down to second if you try and steal. So you get too far off the bag and get caught, he'll pick you off at first base. Both managers up on the top step.
Well, what a series Marco Mataseri has had. The motivation that he's given his team, the confidence that he has shared, and some of the things that he was telling me before the game that were more important to him than his team. He said there's 3 things. I asked him the other day, I said, when you had that lead going into the 7th inning, did you think about bringing Jason Grilli in? Grilli, when they beat Italy and eliminated them back in '09, pitched 3 in the 3rd innings. He had to. He was the only chance that they had to win the game. He said, no, I would not do that.
Runner goes, hit and run. Well, put him in motion.
He put him in motion. He did everything that he could there. Now with 2 strikes, there's
catcher's interference has been called here as Molina, and no argument about it, and that will put the runner at second base.
And you know what? That might be a veteran move right there. No. Yadier just came out to get it because he saw the runner going. He got his hand too far out in front. Nick Punto all over it, and the correct call made by the veteran home plate umpire Mark Wegner.
So a runner at second base. And you saw Wegner had that right on the money.
That's a mistake on the part of Yadier there. I mean, he wanted to come out of the chute and make the great throw to nail Granato at second base, but he did not wait on the ball to get to him.
So now Team Italy's got the opportunity. Runners on at first and second base. Denorfia, number 2 in the lineup, coming to the plate. And a little visit here just to make sure they know what they're doing. The key moment of the game.
Boy, and a mental mistake here on the part of Yadier Molina, something that you really, when you look at Team Puerto Rico, the last thing you would expect. The hit and run was on. Once again, if Italy makes a mistake, as we've seen throughout this World Baseball Classic, they're going to do it on the side of being aggressive.
1 away. Chris Denorfia at the plate. He had a double his last time up. Pitch will be taken outside for a ball. 2 left on first inning for Italy. 2 more on here in the 5th.
Gary, as a manager right now, you're done. You have done your job. You have set the table for the big boys. The best hitters, the most experience that you have, are the next couple of hitters coming up.
Here's the 1-0 delivery on the way. That's going to be a base hit into right field. Rios up with it. The runner's going to be held. Rios gets it in a hurry. And a wise choice to hold the runner. Denorfia's 2 for 3, picks up the single. Team Italy's loaded him up.
This is the experience right here, knowing that for the most part everything Denorfia has seen has been on the outer half of the plate. I will let you dictate the action. He is telling Alvarado, all right, you want me to go the opposite way, that's what I'm going to do, and not trying to do too much. He just simply made a nice short stroke, making good contact to load the bases, and in the evening for Giancarlo Alvarado.
And give credit to Alberto Del Rio, the third base coach, as he had that play in front of him, and if he doesn't hold that base runner up, an out is probably going to be recorded at the plate. Instead, they have loaded the bases in a scoreless ball game in the 5th inning. Pitching change, 1 down. Well, the 2 winners of game 1, David Wright leading Team USA. Robinson Cano leading the Dominican Republic, 2 names New York baseball fans are very familiar with. One with the Yankees, one with the Mets, of course. They will collide tomorrow in a ball game of winners. We'll have that one for you starting at 7 o'clock Eastern, 2300 GMT time. R.A. Dickey, Sam DeDuno, the scheduled starters in that game. The winner guarantees a spot in San Francisco.
And I would imagine an extra base hit right here would guarantee a spot in the game Friday night for Team Italy.
Xavier Cedeno, 27-year-old left-hander in the mound. Bases are loaded. And a strike on the inside corner. Anthony Rizzo up. He is grounded out and struck out.
Gary, this is all too familiar for him. In the ball game against the Dominican Republic, men on first and third with one out. Tony Pena went to his bullpen for a left-handed reliever named Cedeno, and Rizzo struck out.
Hop off the wall. Here comes Granado. Here comes Puerto. Here comes Denarfia. 3 RBI double for Anthony Rizzo.
I probably talked to 4 players for Team Italy before the ball game, and that is exactly what they told me. They said the biggest opportunity for us to win this ball game will be if our big guy is able to come through. He got the opportunity. They went to the bullpen for a left-handed reliever. This time he made them pay. You want to know why Theo Epstein has been so excited about getting Anthony Rizzo as part of his ball club? He not only drafted him, then all of a sudden with the Red Sox as their general manager, he had to trade him to San Diego to get Adrian Gonzalez. But when he took over as president of the Cubs, the first move he made was to trade to get Rizzo back. He's with the second base, 10 feet tall.
Wow, what a big hit. This started by the first hit in the Classic here by the 7, 8, 9 hitters here in Miami, and then followed up with what may be the biggest play of the ball game, a catcher's interference call that set the inning up. Team Italy has taken the 3-0 lead. Guess we're in Miami, close to South Beach apparently.
It's a beautiful city.
Cosmopolitan and alive, and so is Italy. This will bring on Jose De La Torre to do the pitching now, as Cedeno worked only one batter and gives up the 3 RBI double. The runs will be charged to Giancarlo Alvarado, the starter.
We had an opportunity to see De La Torre last night. A lot of really good quality breaking balls. Can he follow that appearance up with one here?
Still only one away. Here's Liddy, a walk and a fly ball out. Pitch outside for a ball. Rizzo is on at second base, and for Rizzo, he hit only .208 against left-handed pitchers at the major league level. Faced the left-hander. That's why the left-hander was brought on, and he ends up with a bases clearing double. So he defies the odds a little bit, and the first run Italy has scored in 13 innings. 3 of them cross here in the 5th. That pitch is going to be in there for a strike, 1-1. De La Torre here in the World Baseball Classic. It's his 3rd game. He's worked 2 2/3 innings, has given up 1 run on 3 hits in the ball games he's appeared in. Hitters have hit .300 against him, but obviously limited at bats, only 11. Alex Liddy waiting on the 1-1 delivery, and that will be outside. 2 ball 1 strike count. Tight ball game broken up here in the 5th. Interesting note, I think, we went back and looked on Yadier Molina, the great catcher who had that catcher's interference call that ignited this inning. He has 3 catcher interference calls in his major league career.
Oh my goodness.
That's a substantial number for a catcher. Ground ball toward short this time. Hold the runner. Play at first will be in time by Aviles to get the out. Liddy is retired. And my guess is, Reagan, what do you think? I think the reason that happens to Molina, he's so aggressive.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt
He's
about
so aggressive that he comes up so quick trying to get that throw to second base.
And I tell you what, I can remember in the past too, there have been hitters that actually, instead of trying to make contact with the baseball, would stay back. They'd get in the back of the box and they would reach back to find the glove. Puerto did not do that there. That was exactly how you described it, Gary. Molina just being too aggressive, trying to come out and get the throw to second base before the baseball got to him.
And that creates an unearned run with the base runner reaching because of the catcher's interference. That was Nick Puerto. Puerto was the second base runner to get on. There was one away at the time with 1 on. ended up being 2 on and 1 down. It really is right now it's the big play of the ball game, second to Rizzo producing with that bases loaded double. Colabello up with a runner on at second base. There are 2 down, and weak check swing, fooled on it.
You know, Gary, before the game we get an opportunity to talk to a lot of the major league scouts that are here that are looking for people that might be able to play professional ball, hopefully at some point play at the big league level. A lot of them here right now, and I really think this is a big at bat for Colabello. I mean, you got a great breaking ball pitcher on the mound. He's proven that he can handle the fastball in the zone. Can he have a quality at bat against a breaking ball?
A lot of notes will be taken on this at bat to go along with the offense we've seen. Colabello with a .429 average, 2 homers, 7 RBIs coming into the ball game. 0 for 2 tonight. Here's the 0-2 delivery to him. Colabello down to third. That is a foul ball. Colabello hits it. It goes.
That is no doubt territory right there. It doesn't matter which direction the wind would have been blowing. Just an absolute blast. But the one thing Italy's got to remember is, excited as they were there, that was not enough. We said at that moment we thought they needed to add on. They were not able to do that. That could be the case here again tonight.
Yep. 0-2 delivery on the way with that runner at second base, and that will be fouled back. Colabello played a Double-A ball last year in New Britain, Minnesota Twins organization, and he had 134 games and he hit 19 home runs. Last year was his first season with a major league organization. Colabello up here right now, 0-2.
You know, the manager of Team Italy, Marco Mataseri, was telling me that Colabello's dad played with him in the Italian league years ago.
Good stop made by Molina.
Mataseri, I mean, I don't know if we've talked about it very much, but he was a career .300 hitter in that Italian league. And, you know, remember back in the '06 World Baseball Classic, we didn't know what kind of competition they had over in Japan. Well, we know now. It's pretty good. And I think we're starting to see that there's some people over in the Italian league that, had the opportunity been there, could have played at the big league level.
He's a real hero in Italy. A lot of coaching. Colabello with a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Rizzo at second base. Here's the look and delivery. Delatorre's pitch is bounced. Molina makes the stop again and holds that runner.
Now, once again, the great hands of Yadier Molina. That ball, oh my goodness, that almost didn't get to the dirt. He almost spiked this breaking ball into the grass. Tell you what, though, just watching Puerto Rico last night and again tonight, they just looked flat. Where's the energy at? Did they leave it in Puerto Rico?
And a swing and a miss. Delatorre gets him to go after a bad pitch, but what an inning. 3 runs cross. They do it on 3 hits. A very big catcher's interference call that set this inning up. And they're in this World Baseball Classic in this elimination game. Is the team that wasn't even supposed to be here going to be the one that's going to move on? Right now, Italia's got the lead over Puerto Rico. Well, as Yadier Molina went back to the bench, his brother Jose Molina over there, also a catcher, of course, and was talking with him and was showing him on the glove where that bat hit to create the catcher's interference. Brother to brother right here.
You know, a lot of times that can hurt a catcher's hand if he's able to make contact with it. But Yadier showing him it was just off the end of it, basically just caught the strings.
So now Puerto Rico's got to battle back. They've had opportunities in the game. 3 left on. Bottom half of the 5th inning. Rivera, Gonzalez, Rosario, 7, 8, 9 in the order.
Gary, I tell you what I love about what Alessandro Maestri did after that long 21 inning half inning. Once it was over with,
and a base hit.
I mean, he basically sprinted to the mound. You normally only allowed 8 pitches in between innings, but if you get out there quick enough and they're not ready to start the inning, you can get as many as you need. He got everything going. He was able to get ahead in that count. He just got beat on an 0-2 bloop base hit.
So again, Puerto Rico gets the leadoff man on base. They've had the leadoff man on 3 times in 5 innings and have not been able to score. Maestri has thrown 61 pitches out of the 80 that he's allowed in the ball game. Andy Gonzalez grounded out his first time up, the third baseman. 3-6-0 for Italy, 0-3-1 for Puerto Rico. See if they can come right back here and answer with at least a run.
Well, Gary, once again, I think they're making a mistake, particularly at second base. Isn't it more important right now to get the out and keep the tying run from coming to home plate?
Again, they squeeze towards the middle on that cheating setup that shortstop and second baseman do.
It's always been that way. It's always been that way. I remember when I was first coming up to the big league. Yeah, set it up for the double play. You know what? You can still turn the double play from normal depth on the right hit ball. But more than anything else, your range is better to get the guy out at home plate. This is exactly what got him here, and almost one step and a dive. If he's back another 10 feet, he can take 2 or 3 steps and along with that dive.
And that one is going to miss just a little bit low. Maestri has done a masterful job out there. Count falls to 3 balls and 1 strike, though, and he's in danger right now of bringing the potential tying run to the plate.
Well, he's in danger of giving up an extra base hit himself, because you got to figure it's going to be a fastball, it's going to be a strike, and you got to go get it.
And he walked him. That is the second walk surrendered by the starter. 2 on, nobody out. So Puerto Rico's got a chance again. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the World Baseball Classic Inc. may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. And a visit to the mound.
Well, he's not going to be taken out because it's the pitching coach, Bill Holmberg, that's coming out. And Bill's going to have some ideas, as he has had throughout this whole World Baseball Classic. It's he that has been the guy that orchestrated the game plan on how to get people out. It was his ideals that helped them in the first round when they beat Mexico, they beat Canada. They had a great ball game against USA. Then they lost by 1 run to the Dominican Republic. Another tight game right here, but a slow walk for a couple of reasons. 1, to give the bullpen time to get ready. 2, to gather his thoughts, to give the pitcher an ideal as to how to get out of this.
Bill Holmberg played baseball in Italy for 3 years. He has coached over there, still does, and is also the international scout for the Chicago Cubs.
Tell you what, he knows pitching. He can evaluate and he can teach.
Now do you bunt? Rosario squares. Runners stay at first and second base. Rosario, a strikeout victim, the only at bat he's had, 2 for 9 in the Classic. Puerto Rico's going to try and get these runners up. Well, Rizzo at first base is almost in the batter's box with him. He is charging, trying to get the out at third on a bunt. That's why you put it down that way. They got a chance at third, gonna go and got it. That's what you want to do defensively, get the lead runner, and Maestri does.
And I tell you what, this is what team defense is all about. This was a play that was put on from the manager here. He's going to charge at first base. So anything from the pitcher's mound to the first base side, Rizzo is going to have. After that, the pitcher has got to be able to get off and field anything from the pitcher's mound to the third base line. The third baseman, Liddy, there was not going to charge. He was going to the bag all of the way. And the reason you can do that, Gary, you have to know your personnel. And he knew that the pitcher was athletic and able to make that play. It's a huge call on the part of Team Italy, and a great play, of course, on the part of their pitcher.
Big out recorded right there. Now we're going to get the pitching change. Runners on at first and second. They did get a big out, and they got an even bigger performance from Alessandro Maestri, who as a starter in this game has done everything that his team could have asked.
And I tell you, the thing I loved even more about his outing was how frustrated he was when he saw that the manager was coming out. and to take him out of the ball game. He wanted more, and as a manager, you want that.
He leaves with a chance to win.
Just another outstanding performance from the starting pitcher tonight for Team Italy. Alex Maestri, 4 1/3, has not given up a run as of yet, and this is what I love here. I mean, he got the big out, he got what he needed. You can see the frustration. That's not showing anybody up. I guarantee you, as a manager, you love that. You don't want somebody that's waiting for you to come get him. Tremendous competitor right there.
So Maestri will watch now and see if the bullpen can hold. 32-year-old left-hander Chris Cooper is coming on to do the pitching out of the University of New Mexico. Plays in the Italian League.
Gary, it's really all about experience. You know, Cooper's one of the guys that has played on the national team. He's had a lot of success there, and he was also part of the 09 Team Italy in the World Baseball Classic.
He pitched as high as AAA 6 seasons in the Cleveland Indians organization before he went over to play in Italy. So Puerto Rico lighting up their fans a little bit here, trailing 3-0 in the 5th inning. They have runners on at first and second, 1 down, and their big hitter so far, Pagan, at the plate.
Well, and let's see if they have paid attention to what Italy has done to get here, Gary. The one thing that Bill Holmberg has told the whole staff is that, look, these guys are only going to see you one time. They want to see a couple of pitches, throw strikes to begin the at-bat. Pagan needs to be aggressive here early.
Up high for a ball. Puerto Rico still does not have a hit here in the 2 games in Miami. With runners in scoring position, they are 0 for 13. If anybody's going to break that up, it's Pagan. He doubled, stranded in the first, flied out in the third. 400 average coming in, leads the team with 7 hits in the Classic. Runners off first and second. Pagan will take it for a strike.
Pagan's really one of those switch hitters, Gary, where it doesn't matter a whole lot. Pretty good contact hitter from both sides. He's got the same kind of power from both sides. Probably the numbers would be better when he's hitting left-handed because he has a lot more at-bats in that situation.
Here's the 1-1 delivery to him, and he'll foul it right off the end of the bat. And Cooper goes up on him. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
He now has seen everything that Cooper has. The curveball to begin with for ball 1, the fastball in for strike 1, and that was the changeup there to get ahead in the count.
A great ball game underway here as one of these teams will be eliminated from the Classic, the team that loses. Pagan 1-2. Gonzalez, Rosario, the base runners. Left-handers 1-2. Right center field. He got a lot of that. Back near the warning track. It will be hauled in. Chiarini got it. Runner will move over to third base. Gonzalez will advance, but 2 down.
Well, it was exciting once again, but I'll tell you what, it was a pretty good pitch. It wasn't exactly located, but what they wanted to do, they wanted to go up and in. Pagan is notoriously an outstanding low ball hitter. You don't want anything down where he can get fully extended. That ball was not in on his hands where they wanted it, but it was still elevated enough to where he could not do anything with it.
So first and third, 2 away. And that will leave it up to Irving Falou, who is 0 for 1 and has drawn a walk in the ball game. Left-handers pitch to him on the outside corner for a strike. Member of the Kansas City Royals organization. Got called up last year after 9 years in the minors and got a triple in his first major league at bat. 0-1 delivery to him. That's outside.
Gary, this could be the ball game right here. And the reason I say that is that man, the one man that you do not want to let come up in a situation where you could lose, is in the on-deck circle. This could be the ball game right here.
Beltran on deck, a 1-ball, 1-strike count on Falou. Outfield deep on him. And boy, that just missed. Falou was concerned. Kind of took a step back towards the home plate umpire just to listen to see if he was going to hear anything. 2-1.
Now the corners are a little bit smaller than normal. So is the lower part of the zone and the upper part. It's basically a shoebox that you have for a strike zone right now.
Cooper will step off. Just a tremendous baseball game Cooper, making his second appearance in the Classic, has worked 3 innings, giving up 1 run on 2 hits. Maestri, the starter, watching. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Ooh, fooled him. Great pitch. 2-2.
Good hard slider. This is the best breaking ball that we've seen out of Cooper in this series. Look at the movement in onto the hands. I think Falou was thinking it was going to be that big curveball and it would go out of the zone. It did not. Now he is in defense mode right now.
2 ball, 2 strike count. Blues pitch again right off the end of the bat, just numbing it. That's 2 of those.
Well, and like a lot of the guys for Team Italy, Gary, that's his strength. Instead of worrying about the weakness of the hitter, Cooper's going with his strength, and that's the straight changeup. None of these guys throw real hard, so they're not going to be able to blow you away with the fastball. They've got to find some way to slow it down a little bit to make their fastball more effective. Big moment right there with Butera.
Yeah, he went out to make sure they don't want any cross-ups here for this 2 ball, 2 strike count.
Falou's got some power.
2-2 down. Falou goes down swinging on the off-speed pitch. And Puerto Rico now 0 for their last 18 with runners in scoring position in this Classic as the pitchers for Italy getting it done in tough situations in this game. Chris Cooper comes on, none happier in the ballpark than Alex Maestri, the starter. The MetLife Blimp, Snoopy 1, providing live coverage. 1,500 feet in the air, MetLife Blimp has provided a unique perspective for fans for over 25 years and thrilled to be part of the 2013 World Baseball Classic. And Snoop's on hand.
And how much do the kids love that, huh?
Absolutely love it. And so are they loving this ball game, as it is a good one. Hiram Burgos coming on in relief of De La Torre as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Italy will try and add to their lead. Costanzo a double, and he has popped out. And Burgos' pitch will be in there for a strike.
Look at the minor league numbers there on the part of the right-hander for Puerto Rico. Power type arm, over 150 strikeouts during the season.
Burgos, a Puerto Rican native, playing with the Milwaukee Brewers organization, AAA, AA, and A ball all last year, combined with a 10-4 record and a 1.95 ERA when you put all 3 of those levels together. He's from the Puerto Rican Baseball Academy. Talked about Italy trying to build one. He's a product there. Interesting story in the New York Times that Edwin Rodriguez, the manager of Puerto Rico, has called the talent situation in Puerto Rico a crisis, that not enough kids are playing. He said participation numbers are way down and we have got to do something to inspire the kids to play. 1-2 delivery will be a chopper that'll go to first base. Burgos will get over to cover, makes the flip and records the out. And 1 down here in the 6th inning.
Gary, let's go back to what I thought was an outstanding job by catcher Drew Butera. Look at what happens here. He comes out to talk to Cooper. He said, hey, I got an idea. Trust me on this. Trust me. Your best pitch is a changeup. Look at him move inside. Watch him hit his glove. Look at him throw the glove down on the ground. And what happens? In the hitter's mind, he's not looking back, but he's hearing a lot of movement on the inside part of the plate. You got to think something hard in, and what happens? Throws the changeup perfectly down and away to get out of the biggest spot of the ball game right now for both of these teams.
Here is Chiarini, who has popped out and struck out. More on what the manager was talking about. The numbers of players from Puerto Rico going into the majors has really decreased. Last season, 17 Puerto Ricans played in the majors compared to 128 from the Dominican Republic, and those numbers way down from what it was in the 70s and 80s. Back in 07, the Puerto Rican League was canceled. They have started it back up again, but he says we hope by what we do here in this World Baseball Classic that we will excite some youngsters in Puerto Rico to get back to playing some baseball. They do have the academy.
You know what, Gary, when you say that, I think of Roberto Clemente. Of course, Carlos Delgado there a few years ago was the Roberto Clemente Award winner. I'll be honest with you. I mean, that is the #1 thing that happened to me in my baseball career. And it's because of the man's name that's on that award.
And they hope with this World Baseball Classic it'll bring some more names forward to the youngsters of Puerto Rico that they will want to follow in the steps of. And that's why they really want to, one of the reasons they really want to play well. That is going to be outside. And Chiarini's going to draw the walk with one away here in the 6th inning. That's only the second walk surrendered by the 4 pitchers from Puerto Rico in the ball game.
Well, once again, an opportunity to be aggressive on the part of Team Italy. You've got average speed on the bases. You've got a contact hitter at home plate. Gutierrez, honestly, like his dad, he's not going to hit a whole lot. He never has. Neither one of them did. But you know what? Like Anthony Rizzo told us before this thing began, you can have a great ball game without getting a hit. And I think Gutierrez is doing that. He's catching a shutout right now.
Gutierrez with a couple of strikeouts, 2 hits, 14 at bats. He has had a home run. Pitch will be taken outside for a ball. Team Italy looking for the put away now. They want to start really putting the foot down on this game and not leave a door open for Puerto Rico to get back in it. They're all too aware of what can happen to leads. They were able to get that 4-0 lead in their ball game yesterday against the Dominican Republic, only to lose at 5-4.
He couldn't even pick up hardly a hit after that, let alone another run.
1-0 the count. Line 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors. Italy. Puerto Rico, no runs, 3 hits and 1 error. One of the runs is unearned with that catcher's interference that came in that big inning in the 5th. Drew Butera. Playing real deep and left on him. Rivera cheats over there holding the bag. He will move in a step and a half, 2 steps.
I think he cheats himself.
Yeah, can't reach the runner.
Exactly. I mean, he had to reach so far back there that takes time. He should be closer to the bag. He can't move as quick as that ball's traveling in the air.
There goes the runner. 1-0 pitch hit in the air to right field. Rios is there to put it away. Runner will come back, and there are 2 down here in the 6th inning. Elimination game here as one of these teams will be out tomorrow. The winners of the day yesterday, the Dominican Republic and the United States, will play 7 Eastern, 23 GMT time. A lot of major league talent obviously will be involved in that game on each team.
That might be the championship game, not only of this pool, but of the one after this. Both of those teams extremely talented and playing at an extremely high level right now.
2 down. Here's Anthony Granado. Granado will take it. Granado, a key in the game in the 5th inning when he delivered the 1-out single. He's had 6 hits now in 13 at bats. He's the one who started the rally and would be one of 3 to come around to score on Rizzo's bases loaded double. Vargas delivers, and a breaking ball off speed will miss. 72-mile-an-hour curveball.
I don't like sending in this situation right here. I like just kind of freeing up Granado. Don't worry about the runner. Look middle in and try to get something that you can hit with authority. But on a 2-1 pitch, if that were to happen, then I got to run.
Low delivery on the way, and that'll be foul back.
That's a big swing. I mean, a guy like Granado, if they're going to ever hit home runs or extra base hits, they're usually going to do it, Gary, on the 2-0, 3-1 pitch, when normally you know what's coming. It's going to be a fastball. By design, he's going to throw a strike. Now this could be anything. And for me, if it's a fastball, Granado's got to be in swing mode. If it's an off-speed pitch, then Chiarini's got an opportunity to steal a bag.
2-1. Not a big lead. Not going. Breaking ball was tagged, but he got out in front of it, and it would be a foul ball. Well, the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tell you one thing, the crowd here is about 5 times larger than most people expected. There's a real good house on hand with the big game tomorrow. Dominican Republic and USA, there was some concern about how many fans would be here for this game. Well, it's a real good crowd here at the ballpark tonight, and they've continued to come in. There weren't a lot here about a half hour before the game, but it's continued to fill up as the ball game's moved along. 2-2 delivery, runner goes here, ground ball, only play is going to be at first, bobbled a bit. Gonzalez recovered, Granato is retired, runner at second. So that's going to do it. Again, get a base runner on and unable to move him around, but Italy's got the lead.
Throwing a shutout, right? But at least we're not facing Gio Gonzalez again tonight. But when you look at the numbers, they look a lot like it happened in the first game here. Outstanding defense along with quality pitching. He got into the 5th inning. He needed a little bit of help. Chris Cooper, another guy that has pitched in the World Baseball Classic before, picked him up, and we're into the bottom of the 6th inning with Italy up 3-0.
And a fine performance so far. Cooper stays on. He got the 2 outs in the 5th inning. Beltran goes after the pitch and will pop it up. Silo shot at the plate. Butero look out for the bat. He got it. Beltran retires. Got an 0 for 3. Here are the numbers in the ball game tonight. 3-6-0 for Italy. 0-3-1 Puerto Rico. Anthony Rizzo, the key blow. The bases loaded. 3-run double in the 5th. Maestri with a great performance. Puerto Rico still can't find that big hit. 0 for 8 runners in scoring position. 0 for 15 in that situation in the 2nd round. Wow.
You know, a couple of glaring differences as far as how Italy was able to lose the lead that they had yesterday 4-0 as opposed to this one. First of all, that lead yesterday was in the 1st inning. There were 9 opportunities for the Dominican to catch them and pass them, which they did. Now there's only 4 opportunities left for Team Puerto Rico to do that. And when you talked about the bases being loaded and Rizzo clearing them with that double, well, Team Puerto Rico's lineup is not near as loaded as that of Team Dominican Republic.
Yep. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Yadier Molina. And he will take the pitch for a called strike. Molina with a single. And he has grounded out. Game getting down to the precious outs. Bottom of the 6th inning. Fans 25,787 is the announced attendance.
Wow.
Yeah, that is a wow.
You know what? I think you said the same thing about Puerto Rico. Our crowds were tremendous in Arizona, and a couple of times there were a lot more people there than what we expected. One of the games was canceled in where the Arizona Diamondbacks have their spring training facility because it was supposed to rain. It was moved to Chase Field, their big ballpark.
That's going to be behind second base, and Renato can't make the play. Came up with it, couldn't get the transfer to the throwing end though. Molina's on for the 2nd time.
You know, when you think about the Dominican coming back on Team Italy, it was a couple of miscues, plays that they couldn't make that could have been made. That's one right there as well. There is no speed at all going down the line at first base. I think Renato could have slowed things down a little bit once he got there. Slow it down now. Make sure you come up with the baseball. You still have plenty of time to make the throw. But he kind of rushed things a little bit after he made one mistake, made another one, and then it was too late.
And a single is going to be credited, so Molina's got a couple of singles. And a pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Aviles has popped out and grounded out. And here we go again with Puerto Rico. Got another runner on. Now see if they can move him around. Aviles hitting .308 coming into this one. Here's the 0-1 delivery to him, and that is at the knees for a strike. A lot of pitchers in this World Baseball Classic talk to themselves. Here's Aviles waiting on the 0-2. Ground ball, second base. Oh, off the glove and arm. Ball hit hard. But Arfield will back it up. 2 on.
Boy, after all the nice things we said about Anthony Granato and the defense that he has played, the last 2 plays he should have made. The first play would have been a tough one. This is routine. It's as routine as you get. It is exactly, as a pitcher, what you're hoping for.
Tough couple of ground balls. Another base hit recorded. Aviles will be credited with a single. And again, Puerto Rico gets 2 on, 1 down here in the 6th inning and brings the potential tying run to the plate in Rios.
And really one of the top power sources representing the tying run at home plate here. And Alex Rios has not had a good series, has not had a good career in the World Baseball Classic, but could change that quickly.
He'll take it outside. Puerto Rico 2 on in the 4th, stranded. 2 on in the 5th, stranded. Now 2 more on here in the 6th. They changed that to an error.
It's got to be an error.
They announced it as a base hit.
Oh my goodness.
We'll find out. Rios with a 1-0 count, 1 down. Molina and Aviles are the base runners. Pitch will be taken up high. And the count goes to 2-0, and now Chris Cooper in trouble.
Haven't been there, Gary, and knowing what could be going through Cooper's mind right now. He feels like he should be on the bench. Feels like the inning should be over with, and he's not. And it's a long ways from being over with.
2-0 pitch. And he in there for a strike. 2-1. Kept it down low on Rios. Rios does not have an RBI in the Classic yet.
Well, that's just another sign, Gary, that he continues to struggle. That was a 2-0 fastball right down the middle.
2-1 delivery on the way to him, and that ball's hit in the air to center field. It's playable. Northfield back about 400 feet away. Throw's going to come in to second base. Moving up will be Molina to third. 2 down. Runners at first and third.
I don't know where that ball would have landed in Puerto Rico in that ballpark, but I know in Arizona at Chase Field that's a 3-run homer. But homers are just few and far between here in Miami. That's an outstanding swing, a ball that was squared up, but to no avail here.
So another key situation. Rios retired for the 3rd time. And they have changed on Aviles, changed that to an error. So Molina got a single. Aviles reached on an error. First and third, 2 away. There is Molina, lead runner at third base. Puerto Rico trying to get somebody home. Aviles tagged up and could not move as the throw came into second. And here is Rivera. He is singly grounded out. And that is a strike.
Well, the big thing about Rivera at first base tonight instead of Maldonado is that he's a contact guy. And with contact, you try to turn those numbers around that you see for Puerto Rico tonight. 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position, as they have again.
And Rivera will have to wait.
He's an experienced guy, played a lot of baseball.
.34-year-old from Puerto Rico. The 0-1 delivery to him, and that will be lashed foul. Minor leagues, he played 16 seasons, has played, and a .313 minor league career batting average. Last year he played in the Mexican League and hit .340 with 17 home runs. Chris Cooper. Runners off first and third. Rivera the 0-2. That'll be under the feet. 1 ball, 2 strike count.
Well, you're down to 10 outs right now if you're Puerto Rico. And you just wonder if you'll have another opportunity to have a batter at home plate representing the tying run. Edwin Rodriguez, their manager, made 1 change in the lineup. He shuffled it a little bit, but this was the change he made. Will it help?
Runner goes. 1-2 is fouled away. Aviles trying to get down to second base. A pretty good jump there, but the foul ball will leave it at 1-2.
Had a long conversation, Gary, before the game with the manager of Team Italy, Marco Mazzeri, and I said, Did you think about yesterday with the lead bringing in Jason Grilli for more than 2 innings to try to hold it and win that ball game? He said no. He said, because I have 3 thoughts when I put together this team. The first one and most important was the player. I'm not going to hurt a player. The second was the organization that he come from. I'm going to return the player, and I appreciate them giving him the opportunity to play, but I'm going to return him the way I got it. 3, as far as most important, is Team Italy.
And that's going to be down low, and the count will go to 2-2.
If you think back to the 09 World Baseball Classic, it was Grilli that came in the 6th inning. He pitched 3 1/3 to save that ball game in that win in Canada over Canada.
There's a real temptation to bring late relief guys in the middle of ball games in the World Baseball Classic because the starter usually is out of there in the 4th inning. I was talking about that. A couple of the pitching coaches in Puerto Rico, they said you kind of got to fight that a little bit. You want to bring him in the 5th or in the 6th, and you only got him for 1 inning, and you can really end up paying for that. Although that's always been a discussion in baseball. Why not bring your best bullpen pitcher in a crux point of the ball game if it's the 6th or 7th inning?
And Grilli's so much better than any other option they have.
Runner goes again from first, and a swing and a foul tip. Just missed getting him. Keeps the at-bat alive.
Big swing right there. Look at that high leg kick. Just barely getting a piece of that. Boy, Aviles is off and running every time that Cooper goes to home plate. He has figured out the lack of a move on the part of Italy's left-hander.
Runners at 1st and 3rd. 2 ball, 2 strike delivery. Runner not going, and a ground ball toward short. Granado's not going to get it. Goes into center field. Molina will score. What an inning for Granado at short. Puerto Rico is on the board. It is 3-1.
I know he's coming out to take out the pitcher. You just wonder if he's not going to take the shortstop out with him. Wow. Everything has gone wrong for Anthony Granado. Again, as routine as you get, he could not have played it any worse. He started to come in. If he continues to come, he gets it on a short hop. If he stays back, he gets it on a big hop. He got it on the in-between hop, couldn't handle it, and honestly could be charged with 3 years in this inning.
He has been charged with 2. Rivera reaches. A run is in. The inning should be over. Just a little support now for the pitcher, Chris Cooper. As Granado goes back, Liddy and Nick Pinto both giving him a slap on the back saying, let's go. It's all right. Just make the next one. Over to third base, Aviles. Rivera's on at first.
That baseball has a way of finding you, doesn't it?
Ooh. Boy, this inning, he's got a magnet going. Still 2 down. Here's Andy Gonzalez, who has reached on a walk, grounded out. And the pitch is away for a ball.
You know, the temptation was there to go get the right-handed reliever for the right-handed hitter. But the truth of the thing is that Cooper's not made a mistake. He's still pitching outstanding, but with one mistake, Team Italy could be behind again.
1-0 delivery in the air, center field. That is playable, and it is caught. Denarfia puts it away, but in the inning, a big run scores on just 1 hit, 2 errors, and 2 more are left on base. Took him 23 pitches to get through the inning, but Cooper gets it done and protects the lead.
Well, this is what leadership is all about. You take a look at Granado in there. Nobody on earth feels worse than him right now. And there's Anthony Rizzo. And buddy, I've been there before. It's going to happen again. It's happened to everybody in this game. You've got to turn the page, and you have to want that next ground ball.
Well, for Team Italia, is this tonight where they pull off another upset? Because it would be. They were not favored in this game, as Puerto Rico came in the favorite for the ball game, not by any big number, but certainly a favorite. Right now, a 3-1 game, bottom half of the 7th inning. Italy's out hit Puerto Rico 7.
The next thing you know, that little piece of the puzzle was being applied, and they had the lead going to the top of the 9th.
Couple of big errors in the game submitted to the scoreboard by Italy that have cost them in this game. But Puerto Rico, with that veteran experience, able to get this thing done. But boy, it was not easy, and Puerto Rico continues to struggle here in the World Baseball Classic. Now tomorrow, the 2 winners of Game 1, the Dominican Republic and Team USA, go at one another. Samuel Deduno will make the start for the Dominican. R.A. Dickey, the knuckleballer for Team USA, looking for a much better start than he had in that game against Mexico, and Deduno's a good one. Good control pitcher.
Almost a sellout for USA Puerto Rico. I don't think there'll be an empty seat tomorrow night.
A lot of major league names in it. So Burgos gets the win with a great relief performance over 3 2/3 innings. Sweeney takes the loss. Fernando Cabrera will get the save, and Andy Gonzalez, the game-winning single that would come in the 8th inning of the ball game. And for Italia, a very disappointing 2 games, as they had a chance to win it but just could not find a way to preserve early leads.
Well, as you looked at that box score, you're very rarely going to win when the number of runs that you scored matches the number of errors that you committed, and that was the downfall for Team Italy tonight.
All right, that's going to do it from Miami for this one. We'll be back tomorrow as the USA and the Dominican Republic go at it. We hope you enjoyed it. For Rick Sutcliffe and all of our crew here at Marlins Park, I'm Gary Thorne. Adieu.